What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is exciting because one of your favorite artists, one of my favorite artists, one of everyone's favorite artists, Eric Church, the Chief himself, is back with a new single, and I'm really pumped to listen, although I'm up at the freaking butt crack of dawn. I'm usually not up for hours, but I set my alarm for 5:30, went and showered. I gotta be on the road bright and early. I gotta be on the road for hours today, so I'm gonna have to shoot this video, get it posted. There's not gonna be much editing in it. It's gotta all happen quick. But that's okay. I want to do just like kind of where the channel started. Something simple, a little song reaction. Eric Church's last album came out 2 years ago. It had songs like Desperate Man, some of it, and then this last single, Monsters, which never really took off, which is a shame because I love that song so much. And also, are we gonna not get a conclusion of the music video storyline that was happening with that album? I don't know. The only other new song he released was something at the beginning of the pandemic called Never Break Heart that he played on a TV special looking like a character in a Wes Anderson movie. And if that song was meant to be kind of unifying and peaceful, I think this song seems like it might be a little bit more in your face. I haven't listened yet. We will see, but with a title like Stick That in Your Country song, it seems like it might be a kind of in-your-face song. And Eric Church always has interesting lead singles, stuff like The Outsiders, which wasn't even a hit, but it kind of set the tone for the era. So no more talking, let's jump in.
Take me on up to Detroit City, stick that in your country song, yeah. I wanna feel the rush, I wanna feel the life. Right out of this car, stick that in your country song, yeah.
Well, like we expected, Stick That in Your Country song is an in-your-face song. That is like not especially country, which is funny. It's like a hard rocking song with a huge build, and he's basically indicting country music and saying, you're not singing about real life. We got teachers that are underpaid. We got people that are dreaming, but their windows are boarded up, and now they're getting involved in drugs and guns. There's real stuff happening in the real world, and why don't you put that in a country song? Why don't you take that to #1, since that's what you're so obsessed with doing? This is a song that was written by Jeffrey Steele, who you might know as a songwriter of things like Raise 'Em Up by Keith Urban and Eric Church, as well as Meanwhile Back at Mama's by Tim McGraw. The other writer on it is a guy named Davis Naish. I don't know how to say his last name, but it's a pretty simple little song. I get the sense they were looking at the news one day and looking at the hardships that happen in the real world and being like, why is none of this captured in country music, a type of music that is ostensibly about real life? Why are none of these hardships being exposed or shed light on any of the contradictions in society? Instead, we get this music that's trite and safe and vanilla and feels like this Disney-fied like elevator music for tailgates that's just meant to be played in the background but isn't meant to be felt. And this song just is sort of a pissed off response to that feeling. Being like, stick that in your country song. You want to sing about something real? Sing about this. And it doesn't even feel like they were trying to cover all their bases and talk about all these different aspects of the news or all these different experiences, whether it was rural or in the city. They mentioned Detroit, they mentioned Baltimore, and then they mentioned a teacher. But it's not like we're getting the farmer's plight or we're getting the opioid epidemic or we're getting the Black Lives Matter movement. I think this is just sort of like one pissed off burst that's like, there's real things happening, include any of them in your country music. Also, I have a feeling this song is going to make a lot of people say Eric Church is calling for country to get more political. I really don't hear that. I hear him saying, let's let country music tell more stories. Let's let it tell stories about the city. Let's let the story of an ignored, overlooked, underpaid teacher be kind of in the middle of a country song. But watch, the people that look at everything through a political lens are going to get so mad at this song. They're going to say, why are you talking about Baltimore in a bad way on the left? And then on the right, they're going to be like, oh, so country people don't matter, huh? And that is always the response that Eric Church elicits. And if you're pissing everyone off, you're probably saying something kind of true. I think it's super interesting. I'll take Eric Church singing about drugs, singing about people that are 23 but feel like they're going on 54, any day of the week over songs that I call gather pillow songs that are things like People Loving People or Be a Light that I truly think have great intentions to unify and bring hope into the world but are just boring. I don't need every country star to tell me how to be hopeful. Sometimes I just want to feel like I'm not crazy. Someone sees the country music world in the same way that I do. Sometimes that feeling of being known, understood is kind of nice. Musically, the biggest thing this song has going for it is an incredible build. It starts kind of low and simmering and brooding, and it just builds and builds and builds and builds into more sound, more rocking energy, a huge guitar solo. You got Eric Church in this incredible sort of like bellowing female voice. I couldn't quite pinpoint it at the end, but there's so much going on at the end. And I know Charlie Worsham does the guitar solo, and it's so exciting and angry at the end, but it takes its time getting there. It's like a great Pixar movie in that way. And vocally, Eric Church nails it. This is one of my favorite vocal performances I've ever heard from him. He's just snarling out every lyric. He says that with such disdain. And I love when you can feel someone really emote through the lyrics, and he does that super well in this song. It's an unusual delivery. Now when it comes to just general catchiness or replayability, I don't think this has a lot. I think this is a big statement, and sometimes that's the right way to start an era. Sometimes artists come out swinging, and they make a point, and they say, pay attention to me, and then they release their big song. I think this is going to be kind of like The Outsiders in that way. I highly doubt this becomes a huge hit for him, but live, this is going to slap. This is going to open concerts. It's going to be so exciting, and then he's going to swing in with some Springsteen-like beautiful song that everyone loves. Sorry about the sun. I mean, I'm filming very early. But I think that's what's going to be the case on this. But I like it. I don't think it's a perfect song. I don't think it's going to be some huge smash. I think it's super interesting. I think it would be improved if it brought in a few other experiences than just kind of the scant mentions that are in the song. But the vibe and energy of it is really what's the star here. On the whole, I think I would give it a 7 out of 10. And I'd love to know what you guys think of it. So let me know in the comments down below. I know there's a bunch of music that's out right now that I need to talk about, and we'll get to it eventually. But until then, just let me know your thoughts on this song, and I'll see y'all soon.